sure you have your toys. We're going to start standing up because it's cold here in North Carolina, and I heard it was cold in Florida too. I have my socks on. You may want to start with your socks on too. And make sure you have your toys, your straps, and all are ready for you. But let's stand up and look at your feet. Just get them right underneath you. And most of us, when we first stand up, a lot of times the feet are out like, kind of like Charlie Chaplin. I think we're all old enough to know who Charlie Chaplin is here. Good morning, Linda Joy. Good morning,
Good
Kelly.
morning. Good morning, Linda. Good morning, Nancy.
So make sure those feet are nice and straight. And for years, I always thought, oh, my feet are straight. And I'd look down and doggone it, they wouldn't be anywhere close to being straight. So take a look at them. Open the heels out as wide as your pinky toes. And we're just going to feel the feet underneath our legs. Lift all of your toes up. Spread your toes out wide. Good morning, Terry. So happy you could make it this morning. We're starting standing up, and all of us have our toes up right now, and we're spreading our toes, and we're just breathing, feeling the feet. Then we're going to drop our toes down. We're going to lift the heels up the tiniest bit, just enough so I could take a piece of paper out. And then bring the heels down. Now, we're going to bring our shoulders straight up to the ears. Don't jam them up, gently, with an inhale. Bring them up. And let them drop. Let's do it again. Inhale, bring the shoulders up. Exhale, let them drop. Now, all we're going to do, gentle movement at the waist. Your arms are hanging. Let them hit your bottom. Let them hit your legs. Wet washcloths hanging from those shoulders. And you're going to breathe. If you feel comfortable enough, you can close your eyes. This is one of the number one things for balance. This is one part of the 5 Tibetans, the 5 movements that keep us healthy. There are 3,000 yoga poses, variations on poses. There's only 5 we need to keep ourselves healthy. And this happens to be one of them. It's for our balance. It also moves the nervous system. Just like your face, your butt, your boobs get pulled down by gravity, so does the nervous system, the synovial fluid. So what this does is warm that up so it can flow up and down the duro sheath easily. So that's the technical terms of moving the energy, so you can feel your nervous system. So this is why children love to spin. This is a normal, natural thing for us to do. But just like children spinning, we're going to feel dizzy. So if you don't want to feel too dizzy, maybe keep your eyes open. If you feel safe with it, close them. Just a couple more times. And again, this should not be done intensely. Keep your knees relaxed. Now, when we do stop, which we will in just a moment, your body's going to feel off balanced. You're going to feel like you're moving. You're going to sway. And then all of a sudden, you're going to start to make circles. And then the circles will come to an end. So let's stop and let the arms rest. Eyes are closed only if you feel comfortable enough. Feel the tingling in your hands. That's your nervous system. We woke it up. With an inhale, turn the palms out and lift the hands all the way up to the ceiling. Touch your hands. Turn the palms out and exhale, press the air down. Inhale, turn the palms out, bring the arms all the way up. Turn the palms out and exhale, press the air down. One more time, turn the palms out, bring the arms all the way up. Turn the palms out and exhale, press the air down. Now turn the palms out, bring them all the way up, and exhale. Take your hands down to your heart. Namaste. Take your hands here and continue to press the air all the way down. Turn the palms out, lift the air up, bring them up, and then exhale. Press it all the way down. Turn the palms out, inhale, bring the arms up, and last time, press the air all the way down. Now we're going to bring our hands up, interlace your hands, pointer finger up. Steeple pose, we're going to lengthen tall. Good morning, Marlies. Lengthen up, and on your own exhale, tilt out a little bit to the right side. On an inhale, lift back up. Exhale, tilt out to the left side. Inhale up. If your shoulders are hurting, hands on the hips are great. Lengthen. Exhale, tilt to the right. Now hold it and keep breathing. Look downward if it feels good. Look upward if it feels good. Press down with that left foot and reach out with that left hand. Inhale, back up to center. Exhale, tilt out to the left side. Look down to the floor or look up to the ceiling. What's best for you? Press down with that right foot and reach out with that right arm. And then inhale, back up. Exhale, take the hands to the heart. Turn the palms of your hands out, up to the ceiling. Baskets of kittens, pots of boiling oil. That's what this is originally called. So in other words, don't spill what you have in your hands. Maybe it's baskets of money. Keep your elbows bent. We're going to take our hands and rotate the hands out. Keep your elbows bent. Turn the fingertips in, touch them. And then on an exhale, we're going to bring the hands out in front of us. Make sure we didn't spill. Take your hands back behind you, palms up. Now we're going to bring the hands back out in front of us, all the way up to the ceiling. Elbows stay bent. Exhale. Bring it all the way down and hands back behind you. Inhale, up. Exhale, bring it down and out. Inhale, up. And exhale, bring it out and behind us. Stretch it out. And inhale, back up. And we're going to touch our hands together, palms together, and bring your hands down. Point your fingers down. Now, like we did just at the very beginning, gently, with an inhale, draw your shoulders up. Exhale, let them melt. Inhale, bring your shoulders up. Exhale, let them drop. Turn your fingers in towards you. Heels of the hands stay together as best as you can. Now, this rotation may not be easy for you, but we're going to do the same thing we did before. Bring your shoulders up. Exhale, let them drop. Inhale, bring your shoulders up. Exhale, let them drop. Now we're going to turn our fingers out in front of us. Reach your arms out. Point the palms of your hands upward and spread your fingers wide. Breathe here. We're trying to rotate the elbows inward. For some of you, they just pop right together. Mine will never go together. It's just how we're all built. Backs of the hands come together. Shoot your fingertips out. Drop the hands down. Open your hands out like a book. Now, backs of the hands come together and shoot your fingertips out. Now, this is a huge rotation. Fingertips, elbows. You have two bones in your forearm, and they actually rotate there. We're going to drop the hands down and open your hands out like a book. And the last time, we're going to bring our hands out and stretch the hands out. Try to touch your fingers, the fingertips together, the nails together, fingernails. Sorry, my words aren't in my brain yet. Now we're going to swim our hands back. So take them back behind you. I'm just turning so you can see. You don't have to turn. Interlace your hands. Now some of you, this is as far as you're going to go, just resting your hands down. But if you can, draw the shoulder blades back together. Press the knuckles downward and then take the hands back as far as they go. I'm just going to turn because we're going to add a little forward fold. If this is not appropriate for you, put your hands on your hips. You do not have to have your hands here. But if you'd like, stretch those arms back. This opens your chest. It stretches the shoulders. It lifts your gaze so you can look at that spot between the wall and the ceiling, but you're not tipping your neck. It's all through the back. Now take another deep breath and exhale. We're going to bend our knees, put our tummy to our thighs, put our chest down towards our knees, and if we can still keep our hands together, maybe they're on your hips now, but maybe you can lift them up high to the ceiling and let your head hang. If you've got a tummy, take your feet out a little wider. That's okay. I got a tummy too. I drank and ate too much for the last month. Shake your head. Now let's take a deep breath and go. Now drop those hands down. Even if they're on your hips, put your hands to the floor. If you cannot touch the floor with your knees bent, grab a yoga prop. It could be a pillow, anything, so your hands are actually resting on something. But your knees should be bent a lot. Everybody take a deep breath and go. See if you can relax everything in your back, especially that lower back. Let it go. Do not hold anything tight in your hips. Relax your butt muscles. Take another breath and go. Shake your head a little, yes and no. Now for those of you who want to stretch their legs a little more, straighten your legs just enough. Keep your tummy and thighs together. Now everybody's going to bend their knees a lot. Pull the tummy in and upward. Turn the hands out, palms out, and we're going to come up. Use your arms like wings with an inhale. Lift up. Touch your hands. Interlace your hands. You're a palm tree now. Press up to the ceiling with the palms of your hands with an inhale. Come up on your tippy toes if you can. Exhale, lower it down. Inhale, come up on your tippy toes. Exhale, lower it down. Little balance, kids. Inhale, let's come up. Now hold it and keep breathing. If you are having shoulder issues, put your hands on your hips, please. If you cannot hold your balance for one issue or another, use just your arms and not your toes. Now we're going to all release it down. We've held that long enough. Release your arms and come all the way down and roll your shoulders. Now, let's go back to those feet. Are those feet straight ahead? Lift those toes up. Spread them out. We just gave them a little workout. They were important to us. They kept us upright. Spread those toes wide. See if you can do this. They may not listen. Try to drop your pinky toe down all the way down to your big toe. Once the toes land, see if you can lift your heels up like we did a little bit ago, enough so I could pull a piece of paper out, not a pencil. Bring the heels down. Now lift the insides of your foot. You're rolling on the outsides. You're going to feel that strongly in the ankles. Try to spread your toes. You're going to feel this in the knees and the hips too. Toes are connected to the hips, aren't they? Now let's bring the feet back down. I like to put my hands on my hips just so my hands have something to do. Lift the outsides of the feet up. Plus it helps balance you. Spread the toes out. Now when you lift the outsides of your feet up, what happens? Those knees knock in, don't they? So relax your butt muscles, press back with your inner thighs, and you're going to notice those knees are not knocking together so much or none at all. Keep breathing. Yeah, I know, it's big stretch. Now bring your feet back on the floor. Lift all those toes back up. Spread the toes wide apart. Try to pull back on that pinky toe. Now try to bring the pinky toe all the way down to your big toe. Now once that lands, we're going to put our hands on our hips. We're bending just at the hip crease. We're keeping our shoulders over the hips. We're pulling the belly button in and up, and you should feel the tailbone root down. Now I'm just going to turn so you can see. So with the tailbone not rooting down and my belly relaxed, the butt sticks out, but if I pull the belly button in and upward, it drops the tailbone down and it takes that over curvature out. And we're just holding this. Now we're going to straighten the legs, and we're going to do it one more time. We're going to bend the knees, come down just to where it's all right with you. Pull your tummy in and up. Remember, don't grip your butt muscles. If it feels good to you, tilt your shoulders slightly outward so you've made a lightning bolt shape. If you choose to, if your shoulders feel good, maybe bring your arms by your ears, spread your fingers, chair pose, Utkatasana. Breathe. And then exhale, gently come down into a forward bend. Have your knees bend, tummy and thighs touch. Take your head and shoulders and let them be pulled downward. No muscle energy. Relax your back. Take a breath and go. Now, just like we did before, turn the palms out, pull your tummy in, lift all the way up, touch your hands over your head, turn your hands outward and press the air down. Hands come to your hips, and we're going to take our legs out comfortably wide. So we're going to play a little bit with the warriors before we do come down to the floor. This helps our legs to strengthen them. It's great for balance. Turn the toes inward, heels outward. I want you to put your hands on your hip crease if you feel comfortable enough. If you need to have them higher, that's fine. But I want you to feel this rotation in your hip. So lift the left toes up and turn outward towards the left side. Feel how your hip changes and opens. Square your hips to the center, shoulders to the center. Pick your left toes up, turn them inward. Pick the right toes up and turn them outward. Breathe here. Open that hip up. Now we're going to pick those toes up, turn them inward, and one more time we're going to turn those left toes outward. Now when we pick the toes up and swing them out, you may notice your legs get a little wider. If that's not comfortable, walk the legs a little further in. Now we're going to move a little bit into our hip crease. A lot of times what should be soft connective tissue becomes hard connective tissue. So we're loosening this. So it may not feel free and easy today. It takes a while. Now we're going to come back up. We're going to turn the toes back in, and we're going to turn the right toes out, warming the hip up. And we're just going to tilt back and forth in the hip. So play with this. Play with this at home. Seriously. Brush your teeth and turn a foot out. You don't have to have your legs wide. Just play with this. Pick the toes up, turn them inward. Now we're going to come into the pose. We're going to turn the left toes back out. Hips, shoulders square to the center. We're going to tilt right over the left side. We're going to look down at the left foot. Now see if you can look over that shoulder and find the alignment so that you're right over the leg. So you're looking over the shoulder and at the left foot. Some of us may be a little cockeyed, and that's okay. Maybe you need to come out of it a little more so that you can align it. It's like being squeezed between two walls. Now we're going to slowly and very gently turn our head and look upward to the ceiling over our right shoulder. If you feel good and want to just take your arms and open them out in your little baby triangle, go right ahead. And then hands back on your hips, and we're going to inhale back up. Turn your foot inward, and then turn your right toes back out. We're going to bend at the hip crease, look over your right shoulder. So you're looking down the shoulder. See the foot there? Maybe it's a little out of kilter. Maybe you need to back out of it to try to align it. Looking at your foot and breathing. Very slowly, if your neck feels comfortable enough to turn your head and look over the left shoulder up to the ceiling. Now, only if you want to, maybe open the arms out and expand and be that triangle. And then bring your hands to your hips, lift up, turn your foot inward, and we're going to heel, toe, until we come with our feet back underneath. So we're going to come down in Hindu squat, kids. So if you don't do that for one reason or another, meet us down on your hands and knees. So if you don't want to be on your hands and knees, grab your chair and get ready for that. Toes outward, heels inward. And everybody should be practicing this, even if you're not going to go down far, holding onto a chair and just getting this hip opener. Doesn't matter how low you go, practice it. Every year it will get deeper if you're able to with your knees. If you've got some knee surgeries and issues, you're not going to be able to, and that's okay. But if you have all the stuff you can do it, keep practicing. Maybe the elbows to the heart and lift your collarbones. And then we're all going to meet each other on our hands and knees. So make sure you're comfortable. Again, you can do this standing up on a chair. Spread your fingers, elbows nice and straight. Let's go into that cat rounding. And then move it into cow. Just a couple of times and flow from your head to your tail. And we're going to breathe. So the next time you have your cat rounding, hold the cat. Pull the tummy in, shake your head a bit, and then press your hips low to the heels. Reach your arms way out long, elbows are off the floor, head drops between the arms. And you're going to breathe here and just stretch it. Take one more breath. Then we're going to inhale, lift all the way back up. So kids, we're going to do dragon pose today. So if you're having difficulties on your knees with dragon pose, we're all friends here. Pop your mic on, ask a question. That's what I'm here for. And that's the cool thing about being live. So if you have knee issues, get the blanket underneath your knees. I know we've got some hip issues here today, so you need to stretch this area as much as we can. So we can modify the pose. Actually using your yoga blocks or your books actually deepens the pose. So not only is it a modification if you can't get your hands on the floor, for those of you who can, it's going to help you deepen it. So starting with the knees, we're going to take our right foot and bring it up between our hands. So what you want to do is have the ankle and knee in alignment together there. Then the hands are either going to go on each side of the right foot. Now, I always prefer teacup fingers. You can use your yoga block and hold on to it, whatever's good. Now we're going to take the left leg. We're going to roll the back toes under and lift the knee up off the floor and then settle the leg back down. This gets the knee away from your hips so it's not underneath and all the weight's jamming. You should not have weight on that knee. It should not be painful. If it is, call me up. I'll let you know what to do about it. So we're pressing the hip forward. Feel that in the front of that left hip. If you're not feeling it enough, maybe take this right foot and march it up a little further to the front of the mat. This is one pose your knee is allowed to come past your foot there, past your ankle if you need to. So maybe you like it back here and bend into it. But I recommend more underneath the knee. You'll get a deeper stretch in that left leg. Now, if you wanted to, you could bring your hands up higher onto the blocks, or you could put your hands on your knee and really lift up. This stretches deep into the psoas. We're breathing here. Now we're going to be very slow. Your hands, put them down either on your block or on the floor. Very, very slowly straighten your right leg just to where your hamstrings say that's enough. You're pressing the toes down because we're getting the shin bone. And again, the knee can be bent a lot. Don't hyperextend it. And we're going to bow over that leg and go, holy cow, this is a deep forward fold. Breathe into the back of that leg. Take one more breath. We're going to torture you one more time in dragon. So you're going to bend the right knee, come forward, lift your collarbones up. Maybe you're high on the block. Maybe your hands are on your knee. Take another breath. And then gently bring your hands down. We're going to slowly straighten that right leg just to let our hamstrings and our calf muscles know we still want to stretch them. And then we're going to bend the knee. Both hands come to the inside of your right foot. Slide that right leg back, and once you do, you move your hips around. Go one way, go the other way. Some of you want to sit back in hero's pose and rock your hips from side to side. Got one more leg. Thank God we only have two, right? So let's bring our left foot up between our hands, and that may take you a moment to do that. That's perfectly fine. Get the ankle underneath the knee. Hands on each side of your left foot, whether you're on the mat or you're using your yoga blocks. Roll your right toes under, lift the right knee up. Maybe you want to stay there and press into it because it feels kind of good. But maybe you go, holy cow, now I need to get the leg down, and relax the right knee and relax the right foot. Pressing forward, feeling that in the front of that right leg. Now, yogi's choice. Would you like to come up higher on your yoga blocks and lift and really get in the front of that leg? That's a special stretch. Maybe hands on the front of that thigh there, that left thigh. A little balancing here too. Now we're going to be slow about it. Hands are resting either on the floor or your yoga props. And on your exhale, you're going to straighten the leg. Press the toes down. Breathe into the back of the leg, and you're going to bow and let your shoulders go. Take another breath there. And then we're going to inhale, bend the knee, come forward. I'm sorry. I know it's deep. Maybe hands on your thigh and you're lifting upward. Maybe you're down low going, oh, when is it going to be over? And then we're going to put our hands down on the prop or the floor. And one last time, we're going to straighten that left leg and bow. Oh, your hips are going to move so good today. Now we're going to bend that knee, come forward. Both hands are going to come to the inside. You're going to bring your left leg back. Oh, and move your hips around. Maybe you'd like to rock them from side to side. That's your choice. So now we're going to lay down onto our tummies. And we're going to do half bow pose, kids. So we're going to place our arms just for a moment right by your head, palms down, and let your right cheek rest on the mat. If your neck hurts, fold a blanket up or a towel and put it under your cheek. That should release your neck. Take a deep breath and go. Now take the right arm, excuse me, right arm out to the side in a T pose. Spread the fingers of your right hand. Your left hand goes right underneath your shoulder. You're going to turn to the right side. You're going to have to move body parts out of the way and actually roll to the right. Your right arm is behind you, palm down. Left hand, I like to come up on teacup fingers and bend your bottom knee, the right knee, so you feel more balanced. Now this may be as far as you go. Maybe you just lift your head up and look over your left shoulder or leave your head on the floor. Maybe you're feeling real sassy today and we loosened up well enough that you can bend your left knee easily and grab your left ankle. Maybe flex your left foot and pull that leg back. You may be still with your cheek on the floor. That's perfectly fine. Try to spread your right hand wide. Put that arm down on the floor. Push it down. And then come back to the middle. Let's end it the way we started the pose. Arms right by the head, elbows bent. We're going to take a breath and go. Now let's get to the other side. So turn your left cheek on the mat. Remember your elbows are bent. Take a deep breath here. Let it go. Left arm out to the side in a T pose. Spread your fingers. Right hand underneath your shoulder, up on teacup fingers. Adjust your body parts out of the way as you roll over to the left side. Bend your left knee a little bit so you have a little stability there. Spread that left hand, you're pushing the left arm down. It feels good, look up over your right shoulder. If it feels good from there, bend your right knee and grab your right ankle. Pull that leg back. Breathe. Right hand holds right ankle. I'm not sure there's a real flexible person here who's holding their right foot with their left hand. Now we're going to come all the way down. We're going to end it the way we started it. Left cheek on the floor, elbows bent by your head. Take a deep breath and go. Place your hands underneath your shoulders. And we're going to lift ourselves up. If child's pose is not right on your knees, lay on your back, hug your knees to your chest. Toes touch, knees apart or together. Let your head rest on your hands or let your arms rest out in front, whatever feels good, and let the shoulders go. Breathe there. Now let's get a little twisting in. So we're going to meet each other on our bottoms. Make sure you're sitting on something that feels comfortable. I always sit on a blanket. Very rarely do I sit flat on the floor. It just feels better on my sit bones. It also tilts the hips slightly. But everybody's hips are built differently, completely different. So unless I see an x-ray, you can't tell exactly what's right for you. You know by how it feels. So you're going to take your left leg. If you can't cross it over the right, it can certainly set to the inside of your right thigh. We're going to flex our right toes, turn the toes up and press through the heel of that foot. We're stretching in that Achilles tendon up into the foot there. Roll the shoulders up, back, and down. Certainly you could have something underneath that right knee if you need to. Take another breath here. Pulling that knee upward, just getting that nice stretch already. Now right hand's gonna hold the knee or hug the knee, and we're going to adjust our body parts so we're acclimated to the left side. Now put that left hand at your collarbones. Relax your right foot now. Use your elbow to twist into it and unfold the arm. Spread your fingers. Try to look into the left hand. If you've got neck issues, you're not going to do that. Reach it out. Turn the palm down and bring the hand flat on the floor or up on teacup fingers with an elbow bent if you'd like. Looking as far over the shoulder and pulling that left knee to the right side. Never twist any further than it feels safe. Slowly turn your head. Look to the right side. Stretch through the neck there. Please come back to the center. Now we're going to engage your right foot again. Turn the toes up. Spread the toes out wide apart. If you're warm enough, you can take your socks off. That's perfectly fine. Left hand behind you, right arm behind you, left arm to the inside of your left leg. This arm stays straight. You keep the fingers spread. Engaging the foot, looking over your right shoulder, using the left arm into the left leg to press. The knee presses back, so you have lots of muscle energy all in here. You're looking as far as you can over your right shoulder. You're opening your chest. Slowly turn your head. Only look as far as it feels safe to the left. And then we're going to come back to the center. Now, we're going to twist a little differently with keeping our left leg where it is. If you cannot do this next maneuver, stay and do the same sage twist. Nothing wrong with that. If this is difficult, get another blanket or a pillow underneath you. I bet it will make the pose easier. So all we're going to do is lean over to the right side. That left knee is still bent. And we're going to bend our right knee and put our right foot over to the left side. We're going to pull it inward. So this is not shoelace, the same shoelace that we do sometimes when we lay over it. The left knee is upward. This is going to be a twist. So the left knee is up. Your right foot is close to your hip, not under it, close, not out to the side. We're going to set up tall. Remember, if you cannot make this maneuver with your right leg, keep it out. You're going to feel a lot of tension in this. If you're really cockeyed and feeling like you're flopping over, that's a definite indication. Put a big pillow underneath you. We're going to set up here. It's a deep stretch in your hip. Now, all we're going to do is drop that left hand behind us. Our right arm's going to hold the knee or hug it, just like we did with sage twist, shoelace twist. Look over your shoulder and pull that left knee to the right side. Breathe here. Now again, that right leg could be straight out and we're doing sage twist the way you did earlier. Perfectly fine. Come back to the middle, and then we're gonna lean over to the right side. Straighten that right leg out if it wasn't already. We're gonna pick our left foot up in our left hand or our elbow. Rock that baby. Now we're gonna set that foot down. If you can, take your sock off. Let's open those toes. Spread your toes out with each finger between them. Maybe only get one finger there. Get the palm of your hand in there onto the sole of your foot. Open those toes out. Give them a nice squeeze. Get that circulation going. Set the tone for the day. They're gonna haul your butt around all day long. Why aren't you treating them nicer? Work your ankle around. Go one way, go the other way. Flex and point the foot. Flex and point it. Squeeze it. And then go ahead and take your hand out. Now, we're going to bring that foot to the inner part of your right thigh. If you have hamstring issues, knee issues, get your yoga prop underneath your knee. We're going to put our hands on each side of our right leg. Spread your fingers, press down into the floor with your hands, and isometrically draw them back towards your hip. Feel your chest come slightly forward towards your foot. If your tummy and thighs are not touching, that's an indication to bend your knee more. Pull your chest towards your foot, but tuck your chin, looking down at it. Take another breath, and then bow over it. Let your head go. Let your hands relax. For my super flexible people, you could cross your wrists and hold each side of your foot, the opposite side, and go a little deeper into it. Whatever feels good. Everybody take a nice deep breath here and feel that extra stretch in that hip and back. One more. Slow, gentle. Use your hands to lift yourself all the way up. Use your left hand underneath the leg and slide that leg out. Work your ankles around a little bit, one way, then the other. And let's get the other side. Let's take the right foot, cross it over the left if you can. Turn your left toes up to the ceiling and press strongly through the heel of your foot. Spread the toes out wide. Pull that right knee upward and get the alignment. Feel your hips on the floor. Now we're going to have our left hand hold our right knee or hug it, and we're going to pull our body parts out of the way and acclimate yourself to the right side. Once you've done that, relax your left toes. Right hand on your collarbones. Use your right elbow to twist, to point you into it. Unfold that arm, spread your fingers, look into the palm of your hand. Breathe here. Now turn the palm down. Bring your right hand on the floor. Flat hand or teacup fingers. What feels best to you? Pull that right knee across the body. Very slowly and very gently look over your shoulder, the left shoulder. Breathe here. Now come back to center. Turn your left toes up, press through the heel again, spread the toes. Left hand goes behind you, right arm to the inside. Spread your fingers. The right knee presses in, the right arm presses back. So you've got that nice solid muscle energy. Left toes up to the ceiling as we twist and look over the left shoulder. Use that right arm to help ratchet you into it. Breathe here. Don't hold your breath, kids. And then gently, keep your pose and turn your head. I forgot to get you to turn your head. I'm sorry, kids. And then gently come back to the center. Now we're going to go into the deeper twist. So if you want to, keep your left leg out. That's great too. If you want, drop your left hand down, lean over. Bend your left knee and you pull the foot towards your hip. The right knee stays up in this one. Make sure you're not sitting on the heel of your left foot, but it's not out to the side. You're going to try to acclimate yourself to the center. It's hard. This is a deep stretch. All this area gets so tight for all of us. Breathe here. Now we're going to twist if you can. Left hand holds the knee or it hugs the knee. Right hand goes behind you and you're going to pull the right knee across your body and look over the right shoulder. Way different twist in this hip now. It's a little deeper. Then we're going to come back to the center. We're going to lean over to the left side, unfold that left leg out from underneath. We're going to pick our right foot up in our left hand or our elbow, and we're rocking it. Now let's get into those toes. Drop that ankle onto your thigh. Get at least 1 or 2 fingers in there. If you can't get all 4 fingers between those 5 toes, that's okay, but we're working towards that. Palm of your hand to the sole of your foot and give it a squeeze. Your fingers are getting a nice stretch too. Work your ankle around, go one way, go the other way. Rock your foot back and forth. And then go ahead and take it out. Now we're going to put our foot to the inner part of our left thigh. If you need to, put a prop underneath your left knee or not. We're going to make sure our belly and our thighs are touching each other. That's what forward fold's all about. Hands on the floor. Press down with your hands. Pull your chest outward towards your foot and breathe. Tuck your chin. Feel the muscle energy. Take another deep breath and then gently bow over it. The opposite. Relax the muscle energy. A lot of times you can't relax into a pose and let muscle energy go unless you engage it. So feeling the energy and letting it go. Letting everything release. Feeling it in that lower back and hip. If you want that deeper in the hamstrings, maybe you cross your wrists and you hold your foot on each side of your foot. Everybody's going to be different. Some people have their knees bent a lot. But let's take a deep cleansing breath and relax a little more. Go. Let's try it again. Slow and very gentle. Use your hands to lift yourself back up. Use your right hand underneath the knee. Lift it up and slide the leg out. Work your ankles around. Flex and point your feet. And kids, let's come into butterfly pose. Soles of the feet come together. You can adjust your hips. You can bounce your knees. You don't have to bounce your knees if it hurts. You can put props under your thighs. Maybe that feels better. We're going to engage muscle energy and then we're going to let it go. So we're going to press our thigh bones down, lift your collarbones up, draw the shoulder blades together, tuck your chin slightly. So you're looking out just a few feet in front, or maybe a foot and a half in front of your feet there, and you're going to tuck your chin, shoulder blades back. And then we're going to just bend at the hip crease, not at your waist, so that may not be far. Your elbows will either touch your inner thighs, anywhere on the legs, maybe the front of the shins, the sides, but we're going to press our elbows into the legs and take a deep breath. Tuck your chin and make your back really as long as you can. Maybe upward, it may be outward. Everybody's a little different. Please take another deep breath there. And on your next exhale, let everything fall forward. Let your head hang, relax your hands, let your shoulders go. Relax here. Let the hips open, let your back stretch. We're going to take 3 deep breaths out your back rib cage. Don't think about your belly expanding into it. Think about expanding out wide your back ribs, your side ribs. But when you exhale, pull your belly in and upward. Make sure you do that 3 deep breaths, expanding out wide, exhaling, pulling the belly in and up, and you may get this little extra stretch at the lower back. Now, if you choose, we're going to do angel breathing in this position, but we're going to interlace our hands at the back of our head, at the neck there, and let the elbows hang. Do not lift your chin. You're reaching your elbows out on an inhale and lifting your chest slightly up. Exhale, let everything drop down. Again, do not lift your chin. Inhale, take the elbows out wide, lift your chest up slightly. Exhale, let it all drop down. One more time, lift up. Exhale, let it drop down. Drop your hands down. Hopefully you got a little lower or a little more relaxed into it, a deeper stretch. Use your hands to gently lift yourself back up. And once you do come up, use your hands right behind your thighs. Bring your knees together. Set your hands back or let your elbows rest on the floor and rock your knees from side to side. Now, when you're ready, we're going to come all the way down. Oh, nope, stay on your butt. I forgot to do the inner rotation in your hip socket. We can't forget that. Get the feet out wide, knees wide apart. Remember, you can be on your elbows. If something's bothering you, you can lay on your floor and do this and have the knees bent just like this. Drop one knee down, get that internal rotation. I'm not kidding you. Every day you should be doing this. Point one knee up and breathe here. Bring that knee up and press the other knee down. And go to the first side. And then go back to the second side. Bring the knees back up. Now let's meet each other down onto the floor. Our knees bent, feet flat on the floor. We're going to do reclined pigeon pose. So if you do pigeon pose on your tummy, I know I've got a couple of kids here who might prefer to do it that way. Whatever's best for you. But before we start, we're going to take both feet up off the floor. Place your hands right on top of your knees. Your elbows are going to bend. This is called Apanasana. This is the number one pose whether you have diabetes or emphysema. Every disease across the board has this pose in it. Anything that we're working to help release your body from those issues. So you're going to take a deep breath in. Exhale, bend your elbows, draw the knees to the chest. The knees could be wider together. Inhale, bring the knees up. Exhale, bring them in. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring them in. Inhale, bring it up. Exhale, bring it in. Inhale, up. And last time, bring them in. Now, hug behind your knees. Bring your nose between your bent knees if you can, rounding your back. Head and shoulders rest on the floor. Please put your right foot on the floor. The knee is bent. Left ankle is on your right thigh. You're going to drop both knees down to the right side. If you need a prop, put that pillow or blanket on over to the right side. So the left foot is resting on the prop or the floor. The left knee is pointing up to the ceiling and you're breathing into the hip. We're stretching through that piriformis. We're stretching into the knee and we're letting both shoulders release on the floor. Take a deep breath and go. If you are not feeling it enough, you can pull the foot deeper into the hip crease with your right hand. You can even bring your right knee up a little higher. That will definitely change it. If you're feeling it too much, remember, just put a prop underneath the leg. Just for grins and giggles, let's lift the left toes up and wiggle them around and relax them. Take another deep breath in and go. Now we're going to pick the knees back up. Right foot stays on the floor. Take your left ankle off. Hug behind your left knee. Bring your nose to your left knee, round your back, and let the head and shoulders rest on the floor. Please extend your right leg out long on the floor. Turn all of your toes up to the ceiling. Spread them out wide. Pull back on your pinky toe. Pull your tummy in and up. Lift your right leg up 2 inches and nose to left knee. If you want, reach your right arm over the right thigh or next to it. And now we're going to hug both knees into our chest. And if it feels good, bring your nose to your bent knees and let it all rest to the floor. Please put your left foot on the yoga mat, knee is bent. Your right ankle rests on your left thigh. Arms out comfortable to the side. Drop both knees down to the left side. You can put a prop there if you'd like or not. And once that the knees you go to the left, make sure the right foot is either resting on a prop or the floor. Left hand either pulls your ankle into the hip crease or it just rests out. What feels better to you? Each side is so different. So one side may need a prop and the other side doesn't. But make sure the right knee is pointing to the ceiling or slightly away so you feel that in the hip. We're going to relax through it and we're going to breathe. Let the shoulders relax. Breathe into that right hip. Just for fun, lift the right toes up, wiggle them and go, oh my God, my toes are connected to my hip. And then relax them. Maybe you feel so much pain in your knee you can't feel past that. Relax it, let it go. Stretching the knee is good. Pain in the knee structure itself is not. So always pop your mic on. Ask me something if you're feeling something you're unsure of. Take one more deep breath here. Let's lift both knees back up. We're going to take our right ankle off our left thigh. Please keep your left foot on the floor. Hug behind your right knee, nose to right knee around your back. Head and shoulders rest on the floor. Extend your left leg out long. Turn all of your toes up to the ceiling and pull back on your pinky toe side. Pull your tummy in and up. Lift your left leg up 2 inches. Nose to right knee. Reach your left arm over the thigh or next to it. Breathe here. And then drop it down. Hug both knees into your chest, nose to knees if you choose. And then let your head and your shoulders rest on the floor. Please put both feet on your yoga mat. Get your feet out wide, your knees out wide. And just like we did when we were setting, we're going to press one knee down, bring it back up, and go to the other side. Setting down, laying down, doing this is so good for our hips. This is an unusual rotation we don't often do. There are a few people in the population that's setting with their knees in and their feet out. That's natural and normal. Most of us, it's not. But it is an essential rotation. Those people that it's normal for, butterfly kills them. So they need to practice that. Bring the knees back up. Walk your feet and your knees in together. We're going to bring both feet up and we're going to take the knees around in circles. You can always do nose to knees. You can't possibly do that enough. Go one way around with your circles before you go the other way around. Now separate the knees, get the circles in the hips. Go one way, go the other way. Again, this is an essential rotation for all of us. And then reach your hands between your legs and grab your feet and rock. Rock yourself happily from side to side. Now, if you'd like to do dead bug pose, you're more than welcome to hold on to the outsides of your feet and pull the knees to the rib cage towards the floor. We're trying to press the heels towards the ceiling, and we're pressing our hips to the floor. Shoulders down. Tuck your chin a bit. Take a deep breath and go. Now go ahead and throw a pillow out. Put your legs over top of it. It's chilly everywhere, so maybe we need to throw a blanket on. Maybe you need your socks on again. Get in a comfortable position. Not everybody here wants to lay down in Shavasana. Some of you want to lay on your side. Some of you want to be in child's pose. Some of you prefer to hang in your inversion table. That's awesome too. We're going to close our eyes. No matter what position you're in, take a deep breath in and let it go. Take a deep breath in. Hold your breath for a moment. Sip a little more breath in. Now blow it out. Take a deep breath in and let it out with Let's do the delicious sound. Take a breath in. Try it again. Take a breath in. One more delicious sound. Notice that vibration left on your lips. Let that vibration reverberate through the entire body. Imagine every cell of the body waking up, coming alive, savoring that delicious sensation. Find the sound of your own breath. It's always with you, no mantra needed. Hear it between your ears. You can feel it at the back of your throat. Deepen it. Hear it growing louder. Focus on it. Let that breath flow from your breath. Let it flow all the way down into your toes. Feel that breath springboarding up all the way up to the top of your head. And let that breath continue to flow back and forth from head to toe, fingertip to fingertip. Feel your breath flowing from skin to bone. Hear the sound deepening. Hear it relaxing the whole body. Hear the sound of your own breath. Let it relax and release your whole mind. Bring your awareness to that spot between your eyebrows. Feel that soften. If there's tension there, feel it all release. Allow the forehead and your scalp to simply melt away. Allow those waves of relaxation to flow deeply into the face. The eyes soften, the cheeks relax, the jaws unhinge. Feel the chin hang heavy. As every fiber of the neck seems to soften and release, even the ears seem to melt further down. As you breathe deeply into the fronts of the shoulders, even the backs of your shoulders seem to simply melt away. Allow those waves of relaxation to flow deep into the arms, soothing your hands as it flows to the fingertips. As each breath expands your ribs just a bit more, notice that gentle wave, the flow of the breath. Feel it release each vertebra gently into the mat. As you breathe deeply into the fronts of your hips, even the backs of your hips seem to gently melt away. Allow those waves of relaxation to cascade deep into your thighs, soothing the knees as it flows deep into your calves and down to each one of your feet. Follow that flow from head to toe, fingertip to fingertip, skin to bone. Let each breath soothe your body. Let each breath relax. Let it release the whole mind. As you start to bring yourself back, come on back to the room. Wiggle your toes. Wiggle your fingers. Wiggle your ankles. Wiggle your wrists. Take a nice deep breath in with any extra stretch you'd like. Bring yourself back to the body more fully. more completely. Only when you're ready, draw the knees up, roll to the right, roll to the left if it's better. We're going to stretch our hands and stretch our necks before we go. So take your time coming up to any seated position. Remember, you can sit in a chair if you want. You can sit on the floor, legs out, legs crossed, any way you'd like. And once you get yourself up, some of you are already up and ready to go. Others are still making their way up. We're just going to gently draw the shoulders to the ears. Take a deep breath in and go. Let's try it again. Breathe in and let them go. Simply turn your head to one side. Open your mouth wide. Stick your tongue out and let's go. Close the mouth and shake your head gently, yes. Inhale, bring your nose to center, and exhale, look over the other shoulder. Open your mouth wide, stick your tongue out and go. Close your mouth and shake your head, yes. This is so good for us. Bring your nose to center. This stretches everything from our tongues to our lungs. Open your mouth one more time. Stick your tongue out long. Don't lift your chin up. Use your eyes to look up and go. Close the mouth. Tuck the chin into the chest. No movements. Bring both shoulders to your ears. Lift your head up. Relax your shoulders down. Take your right hand out in front. Bring your pinky down. No, I haven't forgotten about this. Thumb holds it down. Get that ring finger. Pull it back towards the elbow. Bring the hand to the shoulder and straighten it out. Get that middle finger. Pull it back. Hand to the shoulder and straighten it out. Pointer finger. Pull it back. Ow, ow, ow. Hand to the shoulder and straighten it out. Shake the hand out. Palm up. Get that hand and pull those forefingers down. That gets that nice deep stretch. Now slip your hand underneath. Grab your thumb, pull it down. Pull each one of your fingers down one at a time. And then shake your hand out. Now, all we're going to do is take the other hand, left hand out, pinky in, thumb holds it down. That might even be hard to do. We're going to pull that ring finger back to the elbow, hand to the shoulder, straighten it out. Middle finger, pull it back, hand to the shoulder, and straighten it out. Pointer finger, pull it back, hand to the shoulder, and straighten it out. Shake the hand out, palm up, pull those forefingers down, and slip your hand underneath and pull your thumb down, and get each finger, pull them all the way down, and shake it out. If you choose to Om today, put your hands together, let the thumbs rest against your heart. Close your eyes. Invite a deep breath in. Namaste. It was truly an honor. It was truly a great pleasure to get to play with all of you kids this morning.